Look, I know I'm supposed to sit here and say there's no easy games in football and we respect our opposition, blah, 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 but honestly, I'm not even sure they deserve our respect. They're not a very good team, and I've already spent most of Champions League money anyway.
Syngur saman til sigurstrópum áfram Grindavik. Og ég veit, við magnum gerir dag.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on the Impossible Dream. Today we face Gorica, I think you pronounce it, of Croatia for a place in the Champions League phase. We should be winning that. I'll be so annoyed if we don't. But there is a little bit to catch you up on with the big news. First of all, that Gordini has become the club's all-time record league goal scorer. 55 is his record. It was 2 more than Hajatson, who had previously held the record, and Gordini has just been an absolute star, hasn't he? For more or less the moment we signed him. The attributes maybe look as though they're not as good as other guys we're signing, but I mean, we've just signed into a many-year deal extension. I don't want to get rid of him. I would just never want to get rid of him. He is just very, very good. I mean, his career, he'd done really nothing. He played a couple of games in Serie A before we signed him. And yeah, I mean, 55 goals from 51 league appearances. Yes, you could argue it's the Icelandic league, and you know it's not that great of a standard. But we've seen him do it in Europe as well, haven't we? So yeah, just an absolute star. Absolute star is Fausto Gordini. So I think justifiably, for now anyway, until Boutenson catches and passes him, he is the record goal scorer in the league. Now, in less good news, we had our youth intake. Now, we were expecting a poor intake, and that is exactly what we got. I mean, one guy here that says it's a top talent. He might be okay, right-footed left winger, so we'll have to retrain him. He's not the quickest. He is only 15. Good determination, though, will help him. Decent dribbling and crossing already in technique. So there might be a player there for us, but, I mean, he is the only one. If you want to have somebody renamed after you in this particular edition, I'd say he's your man. Honestly, there's nothing else. I think we've offered a couple of contracts to people. Yeah, I think we've offered a couple of contracts. It's the guys in white, I think, are the guys that are no longer trialists. But yeah, honestly, there's an Australian. I say there's absolutely nothing there. You can have a contract, mate. You're fairly sporting. You're Australian. You can go and be roommates with Bakali. So, I tell a lie. We've got an excellent prospect there. But yeah, other than that, there's not really much to talk about from this intake, which is disappointing, obviously. Now, there is one game to catch you up on. That was in the league against Halka. So let's go see how we warmed up for this Champions League playoff. We had a half-time lead through Gordini's record-breaking goal. Juleson crossed for Gordini to get his second, before Gisarassen got our third. So this was an epic game. It doesn't look like it on the score, and even the XG tells lies a little bit. They defended epically. Like, they were so good defensively, diving in front of things, and it was actually a really good game. It was like a attack versus defense thing, but they just, honestly, at the end of the game, I just wanted to stand up and applaud them off the field. They defended so well for a team that lost 3-0. It was brilliant. It really was. It's not very often you win 3-0 and then come away just absolutely praising your position's defense, but honestly, that's what I feel like. I don't know what the match ratings were like. It doesn't do them justice, honestly. They were brilliant, some of the tackling, and yeah, really good. Really good. League table update. And we can see there, it is starting to fall our way, as it usually does, doesn't it? Especially now we've got some squad depth about us. We've got 2 games in hand, 3 points up, on FH. Folgner's up there, though they've played a game extra again. You can see IA won the Icelandic Cup, which is why they've got themselves European football next year. I think they are maybe the team that is going to be most likely to be a consistent European qualifying team with us. I thought it was going to be Grindavik, as we know they got relegated last year. We did give them $500,000 for a rubbish defender. They then loaded back for free. So, we're doing our best. I think they are probably still a good chance to come back up and do well in Europe again next season themselves. But yeah, I think IA, Folgner, Fram, Vikinger, and Grindavik, if they do come back up, seem to be consistently at the top. So I think those are the clubs that we want to sort of focus our efforts on trying to get to turn professional and then do well in Europe themselves. But that is that, and let's go and see now what we're doing in this Champions League playoff. You can see the other ties there. I mean, they're pretty soft ties, aren't they? Leipzig, and you don't want to get through as a runner-up. Basically, is what I think we learned from that. RB Leipzig is not the sort of team we want to be facing. But we are playing Trinidad and Tobago, apparently. You can see their 4-2-3-1 formation is what we're expecting from them. And this is the team we're sending out. Rafferson in goal, Depe, Parisi, Mosquera, and Tom Jones. It's Deanna, Johnson, and Bakali in midfield. Iskala, Higuain, and Baltinson will be the front three. Baltinson's got a heavy match load. He should be fine. We've got, who's on? Do we have Gadini on the bench? We do. So he can come on if needed. But I want to, you can, of course he's unhappy. I want to try and play him. And same with Parisi where we can. And Deanna, we've promised game time too as well, so we'll sort of load them up on game time. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. Now, when we checked them at the end of last episode, they had a 34-year-old Azerbaijani striker, and they had, was it a 33-year-old Congolese midfielder or something? So I'll be so disappointed if we don't win this. Of course, the issue is that they're obviously a decent team to get this far, though they did beat the Hungarian champions in sort of when we were playing AEK Athens, so maybe they've had a little bit of a stronger run. It's Trinidad and Tobago's jersey, isn't it? Surely. Or does it not have a white? I'm sure that does Trinidad and Tobago not have the white stripe, and maybe they have a horizontal hoop rather than a sash, but if it's not Trinidad and Tobago's jersey, it certainly should be. It's a very, very nice looking shirt, that one. If those are your colours, I suppose. It wouldn't look great on an Australian team. And it certainly wouldn't be Grindavik, but Grindavik shirts are nice too. I actually quite like them at some point. The problem I have is that the yellow, anything I do with yellow, the green screen doesn't like it, as the keeper makes a good save. Iskala keeps it alive and Mosquera heads it just wide. Because I'd really like to get a Grindavik hoodie, because I mean, if you've watched the channel, you know that I live in hoodies basically, so... but whenever I've looked for one, yeah, I've not really been able to find much. I think I did find something at some point, but I'll have to have another look, actually. If anyone from the club, actually, if you do sell sort of official stuff from the club, because otherwise you go online and I'm not so much, I think it was it Bala Town? I found something on Amazon for one of the teams that we've managed, but it wasn't from the club, and I didn't want to, oh, it's going to be a corner. Now come make them pay for this. I didn't want to give Amazon. I'd rather pay more and give it to the club, because obviously the size of the clubs that we're managing are quite small and they need the money more than Amazon does. But yeah, if anybody from the club does know of the club shop, I did look when we first started the series, but I couldn't find much. But yeah, anyway, that's all beside the point. I'll get my personal shop things. Well, this is not much happening, is it? And ideally, we want to have a lead going to Croatia with us and have... I mean, I've definitely been too confident, but am I actually going to pay a price for that overconfidence, I wonder? All right, let's say we've not been good enough. We do need to improve here. And if Baltinson's not having a great game, we obviously have the option of Gadini to go up top. I wonder if we're kind of cancelling each other out. There's a part of me that wonders if what we might want to do. All right, Baltinson's on a booking as well, so let's get Gadini on. We do have an attacking free kick here. Bakali over. Look at Mosquera at the back post. Mosquera at the back post. Oh, we looked for him as well. Couldn't find it. Gadini. It's still there. Gadini! Oh, almost an instant impact. Let's encourage. All right, I'm wondering if we change formation. Yeah, I'm wondering if we're just kind of cancelling each other out. So Baltinson and Iskala come off, and it is Gadini and Nelum coming on. Who was playing right wing, and where have they gone? What's happened to it? Oh, no, it's Higuain that's in midfield. So we need to take Higuain off, and we'll bring on Jose Antonio for him. I knew there was an extra winger there that shouldn't be there. Luckily, I found him. Yeah, well, this is a little concerning. Now, the last thing we need is to be going to Croatia behind. Deanna is a centre-back, so that's absolutely fine. Oh, it's a terrible mistake. Nelum is in. Nelum hits the post. It's the defender injured. I always feel a little bit bad if they're actually injured and you go through a goal, especially if we'd scored, but I wouldn't feel that bad. He does look in a little bit of pain, though, doesn't he? He's taken a knock. Let him sit there while we take the corner. Is he going to go off? He's going to do the... Oh, he does a quick recovery. He's fine. Boo! Time wasting. All right, come on. Where's Parisi? Let's whack his head and put it in the back of the net here. Come on, Bakali. little bit of Australian quality. It's... Oh, headed away. It was Australian quality. What we actually wanted was probably not Australian quality. I shouldn't downplay us. We made the round of 16 of the World Cup. We're not that bad anymore. This is the goal, isn't it? Mosquera gets it clear. All right, hang on. Wait a second. Gadini on the break. Nellam's with him. Johnson's wide. We've got players streaming forward. This is the moment. Back post. Bakali. Look. Oh, he's gone over wide for Jones. Nellam and Gadini in the middle. Somebody. There's too many options. Too many options. Antonio gets back nicely. And can we get something in stoppage time here? It's Bakali. It's Nellam. It's everything. It's blocked and it's over the top. And it's going to be a corner with about a minute to go in stoppage time. Where's Parisi? He's out here on the penalty spot. He's the biggest threat that we have. Have we looked better playing this way, I wonder? And it's headed away. Deanna doesn't have a jumping reach. And we've still got 40 seconds, so there is a little bit of time. We don't need to panic too much. Bakali's not winning a header. Johnson has it. Johnson, Tom Jones. It's still pinging around in there. And, well, we are running out of a little bit of time now, but I still would rather... You'd rather have a good chance than a rush chance, wouldn't you? But in the end, we didn't really get either, as they lump it forward. And Rafferson will get it. You might as well lump it forward ourselves. We are running out of time here. And as far as the first leg goes, that was definitely one of overconfidence from the manager, wasn't it? Defensively, we've done quite well. Could you make an argument? We didn't see that much from them. So if we do get a goal, you'd say we're just about favourites. But we didn't really look like scoring ourselves there. So, goalless Nellam, I mean, he has scored goals. Yeah, I believe in your ability, that's fine, we'll say that. I mean, he has scored goals, he didn't score there, obviously. But anyway, that was not ideal. We've got the Icelandic boss looking at a few players, but I will go and play. We've got a game in the league against Fram, which is a fairly big one. But we'll be playing the backups for that one and having a rethink about the second leg. We have to win. Okay, welcome back. We have some work to do, don't we? Away from home, we've got to win the game, and hopefully we will find ourselves in the Champions League. But yeah, we might be Europa League bound if we don't do any better than we did in that first leg. Now, there was a game in between. That was in the league against Fram, who I believe were in 4th place, so not an easy one. Let's go see how the game played out. The only goal came when Nellam picked out Mashalek's run early in the second half. So it was a game that we deserved to win, but made very, very hard work of. Toure is just proving to be a little bit of a flop, to be honest. We're really struggling to actually get a right winger outside of Iskala that plays well. And we played Pedersen up top because we needed Nellam to play on the left, and also Gadini and Boutenson. I wanted them both rested for to play in Europe here. So a rotated side did enough to win, and that is ultimately the main thing. Quick update of the league table. We are starting to close in because Folgner now in second have 4 games to play. They are 4 points behind us. So yeah, the gap doesn't look huge, but only 22 game league. These things wrap up quickly, and it is just a matter of time at this point before we win. And you can kind of tell that by the losses of everybody else. And our 0, we've got to drop a lot of points to not win this league. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what we can do in this second leg. We are expecting a 4-2-3-1 from them. We were expecting that last time, of course, and they were a little bit more defensively minded than that. Now, I did toy with the idea of changing the formation. Ultimately, we've looked better the entire way through qualifying playing like this, so we're going to stick with it and put it down to a bad day. So Rafferson in goal, Depe, Parisi, Mosquera, and Jones. Antonio's going to come in and play deep line playmaker. He was going to do that anyway, but we got an injury to Deanna. I can't remember if it was in the game or if it was in training, but either way, he's not available for this one, so it worked out. Johnson and Bakali will make up the rest of midfield. Iskala, Higuain, and Boutenson will get another chance up top. You'll see nobody has a heavy match load now. We've been able to rest enough, rest the players for long enough to get that down. So if last game was a tied performance, let's hope this one is a very energetic one. All right, here we go. Team sheet looks roughly the same as the last game. Let's say, I'm going to say there's no pressure on us here. It might have been a pressurized performance in the first leg. It might have been a tied performance. Whatever it was very un-Grindavik-like. It's a big stadium as well. I imagine it's possibly a national stadium, unless they've had a big takeover, which maybe is why, they're in the Champions League. Because really, Dinamo Zagreb are fairly well, the Croatian representative. But there's some other teams I would say above Gorica that you see in Europe. There's the other one from Zagreb, Hajduk Split, I think it is it? They're quite a big team. And there's a couple of others as well whose names escape me that you sort of see around European football from time to time. So I've obviously done well to get this far. So yeah, I definitely underestimated them. I did kind of say in my defence that, you know, they're obviously not a bad team to get this far, but yeah, I still think we should be, and hopefully will beat them relatively comfortably here. But yeah, we've got to put the performance in, don't we? And we didn't do that in the first leg. Baltinson is happy at the club again. He's just a little bit emotional right now with his happiness. We're looking into some medication for him to try and level that out. So that's a good ball for Icelandic. Icelandic back across goal, and Baltinson beaten to it by the defender. And it was good defending, to be fair. And we've got an early corner here. Parisi at the near post. Mosquera at the back post. We go to Mosquera. It is headed away. Bakali picks it up. Bakali to Jonsson. No, who's that? It's Antonio. It's Higuain. Now Higuain is in the middle and it's offside, is it? Higuain was just offside. He shouldn't be. He was looking back across the line, but he was. Now, they've had more possession, but as of yet haven't created anything with it. And we've got another highlight. Parisi over a free kick. Depe. Antonio. Jonsson. I'm hoping having Antonio in there will just give us a little bit of extra creativity. We lose a bit defensively. Baltinson's in, and Baltinson scores. And we have finally broken the deadlock. We are 1-0 up in Croatia. It is, Baltinson, like I said, 27th goal of the season. And, well, hopefully we can breathe a little bit easier now. If we were back in the days of away goals, we would certainly be feeling quite comfortable. But obviously those days, especially in game now, are a long, long way gone. Because it used to be, wasn't it? You know, if you got a 0-0 at home in the first leg, it wasn't a disaster because you knew that if you got that goal away from home, that you were looking pretty good. But obviously, as I say, that's history in football now. So we don't have that luxury. Can we win that header? Of course we can. Who's injured there? Jonsson. All right, we could bring. Who have I got on the bench? We've got Turpinson on the bench. We could bring Gisela Larsen on to play a little bit more defensively. As we've done well to win that ball back. Here comes Jonsson now. He's actually moving not too badly, although yeah, maybe a little gingerly there. Certainly couldn't change direction. Baltinson! Oh, he had Bakali in the middle unmarked. He had to roll it across. I've missed what the injury was to Jonsson there. We might just make a sub. It's a penalty, is it? Oh, it's a handball and a penalty. Baltinson, I imagine, will take it. I imagine VAR will give it first of all, but I imagine that he will take it. Let's get Turpinson on in midfield. He can sort of come in and is a like-for-like replacement for Jonsson. Baltinson, though, can he double the lead? Yes, he can. Goalkeeper goes the wrong way, and we were just put in suspense in the first leg. It was never in doubt. Yeah, it was either, I don't know if it, as I say, if it was a tied performance, if it was maybe I was a little overconfident, a complacent performance, but yeah, it looks as though we getting the job done in the second leg here at least. Oh, and there's Parisi with another goal. I'm going to be really curious. I think we can at this point say that we will be going into the Champions League. It'll be a massive, monumental stuff up from here to not make it. And I'll be really curious to see how the likes of Parisi go, you know, from attacking from set pieces, because we've seen him, and he is, if we have a look here, we're not going to be able to. I'll try and remember in the second half. Can we do it at half time, actually? Yeah, Parisi. He is really, really strong in the air. Now, he does have a lot of interest from teams around Europe. We should probably maybe give him a better contract, not as a squad player when he's happy again. Defensively, he's actually maybe not that good. So, is he one of those where perhaps if we get up to sort of 5-6 million bid, we could look to move him on? But anyway, I'm curious to see how he goes, you know, attacking against the better defenses. I'm curious to see how Baltinson goes, if he can keep scoring goals against, you know, in the Champions League proper. But with the exception of the first leg, we've looked really, really good all the way through the qualifying campaign. So it's possibly, let me know what you guys think, possibly the most confident I've been going into the Champions League. Obviously a little bit of it will be, and Higuain is there, and it's a decent save, but he shouldn't have had a chance. And Bakali will take the corner. Yeah, the fixtures, and we'll find out the fixtures after this game before we end the episode, of course, but that they will play a part. We got absolutely no favours done for us last season with the draw that we got. So hopefully we'll get the payoff for that this year, and we'll get a little bit of a simpler task. you know, just maybe playing one of the Manchester teams, and Barcelona or PSG would be a good place to start. But yeah, we'll see obviously how we go based on that. But I think if we get a relatively friendly draw, then I think we should be looking to get into that top 24 and into that first knockout round. And, you know, once you get there, let's be honest, anything can happen. We certainly appear to have goals in us as Baltinson goes in again. It's blocked. Bakali has it. Gets it wide for Depe getting forward. It's going to fall for Higuain. Back to Depe. Depe cross Baltinson! And the goalkeeper, or Baltinson was, I don't think he was offside. Well, it might have been earlier on in the play. But the goalkeeper, anyway, it doesn't matter. And we are through 3-0. In the end, it's as comfortable as you like. Icelandic had a stunning game out there on the right wing. Higuain was a little bit disappointing, but other than that, very good performance. So, solid defensively. Look like we have a goal in us. This is going to be a very, very interesting... up to 2 months. And we took him off quite quickly too, didn't we? So that's a little bit of a blow. He has been very, very good for us in midfield. He's an absolute star, to be honest. He's well, a star player. Yeah, let's hope we get him back closer to... the 4 than the 5 weeks. Icelandic was brilliant, wasn't he? Had a really, really good game. Not bad for a Danish Faroese player. Where is the... here are the fixtures up next. So, Nordsjælland beat... is that what that says? Nordsjælland calls opposite. So, Nordsjælland beat RB Leipzig. Well, that's not bad, is it? All right, here we go. Everybody, 1, 2, 3. And my first reaction is, I like it. Again, we've got the 2 easier games in theory away from home to start things off, but HJK of Finland, we should beat them, surely, even if it is away from home. Michelin, we beat them last year. Real Madrid at home will be tough. Tottenham away will be tough. Genk at home, Marseille at home. I think we've got to be looking to get wins there, don't we? Juventus away, and then this is Roma, as I've said before. I don't know why it's gone to Capitoline, but anyway, that is Roma. It's definitely easier than last year, that is for sure. If we say, so let's say conservatively 3, 4, 8 points at a minimum. You know, winning a draw there, winning a draw there. 8 points will not quite get us there, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think first of all, as I said, much better than last season. We've at least got a chance. But that will do it for today. The finances go up to a nice healthy 43 million. And can we ask the board for anything here? Finances, no. Networking. I'm looking for affiliate teams, but they keep rejecting me. What I want is, yeah, I see enough partners as it is. I want to start getting affiliates from outside of Iceland to get players in, but yeah, they're not going to do it, so that's always disappointing. Stadium, we don't think we need to expand the stadium. We only just built it. But anyway, that'll do it for today. We'll be back next time. The league, I think, is just about done and dusted. So we'll come back for the HJK game, the Helsinki game, and then we'll come back, depending how the league is looking, either side of it, I think, and try and get that wrapped up. IA at home would certainly be a good one because they're right up there in the league. Although they're only 7th, so maybe they're not right up there in the league. But anyway, we're going to play them twice. I am rambling a little bit here, aren't I? If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. We'll get the Champions League proper underway next time, and hopefully we'll lift the 7th consecutive. Perhaps he can as well. Take care.